What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. It's gonna be short. My back's hurting. Been a long day. We're just gonna look at the playoff scenarios. Not gonna go too much into detail on this. I don't care about the... So, we'll go into this here. Let's see what this brings us. And I'm not going through that. Good God Almighty. Let's look at this. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. I'm not doing that. Let's try this. It's just more. Let's try something else here. No, this is gonna be stupid. Let's see. Okay, about that. Alright, so right now, if season ended today, which it doesn't, but this is probably going to be the case. There's one available playoff spot in the AFC, and there's one in the NFC. Chiefs have clinched number one. I don't see that changing. Let me see what they do. Yeah, they're 15-1. So if Buffalo wins and Chiefs lose, Chiefs are still the number one seed. Bills are going to be the number 2 seed. Doesn't matter what the Ravens, what the Texans, what the Steelers, what anybody else does. Chargers doesn't matter. It does not matter. Those are locked in 2 seeds. Best Baltimore can do is 12-5. Worst Buffalo can do is 13-4. Worst the Chiefs can do is 15-2. So, yeah. Ravens, not really going to change anything. They're going to be the 3rd seed. They could end up being the 4th if Pittsburgh wins maybe or something, but they're the 3rd seed. They're in the playoffs no matter what. Texans, probably in the playoffs no matter what. Steelers are in the playoffs. Chargers have clinched a playoff berth. Now, in the hunt is Denver. On the bubble, Miami. Playoff probability, if they win, 21%. If the Broncos win, their playoff probability is 99%. If they lose, it's 22%. So, and they're at Kansas City. Dolphins are at the Jets. And the Bengals are at Pittsburgh. Both those teams are playing for something. So that's not likely that Pittsburgh's just going to say, hey, yeah, just take this game. They probably want to keep Cincinnati out of the playoffs as much as Baltimore does. Cincinnati, if they win, they have an 11% chance of getting the playoffs. 1% if they lose. Eliminated, the Colts are done. I told you they weren't going to make it. The Jets are done. The Raiders, obviously. The Jaguars. The Browns. The Titans. The Patriots. Sad. It is what it is. Those teams are done. Now, NFC. Lions win. They have the 1st seed. Eagles can't do anything. If they win, they're 14-3. they can't get the number 1 seed. But the Vikings or the Lions could get the number 1 seed, whoever wins that. But the Eagles can't, no matter what they do, they can't get the number 1 seed. It'll go to Minnesota or the Lions. Now, they can get the number 2 seed. They can get the 2nd seed. They cannot get the number 1 seed no matter what they do. If they win 14 games, Lions are going to win 15 or Minnesota's going to win 15. Does not make a difference. Philly's not getting the number 1 seed. They're going to be a 2 seed. They're going to be playing. It's over. They had their chance. They missed it. They lost to the Commanders. Now, if they beat the Commanders, then it's all up for grabs. You could have 3 teams vying for number 1 seed. Eagles can't do shit. They're number 2 no matter what they do. So it might behoove them to rest all their starters. Nobody's taking the number 2. Of course, they could lose the number 2 seed if they lose and go 13-4. Because then the Lions or the Vikings could take that. So it's up to them. But either way, they're not going to do better than the number 2 seed. The Rams are going to make the playoffs. The Vikings are going to make the playoffs. The Commanders and the Packers are all guaranteed playoff spots. Or not guaranteed, but they're not guaranteed because the division winner will win a playoff spot. The Packers are not guaranteed. They're guaranteed a spot, but not the seed that they're in right now. The Buccaneers will have that if they win. If they win, they're 99% in the playoffs, and they're going to clinch the division. If they lose, 29% of making playoffs. Falcons, if they win, 15%. They're kind of screwed. And then eliminated is the Seahawks, Cowboys, Cardinals, 49ers, Saints, Bears, Panthers, Giants. So, Giants can play spoiler. Cowboys can play spoiler. Can mess up the Commanders seed. The Seahawks can mess it up for the Rams. But the Falcons are still in the hunt. And the Bucks are still in there. So it could come down to Falcons and Bucks in that crappy division. So those are your playoff teams. We'll see. I think it's going to be as is. It's going to be Lions, Bucks, Eagles, Rams, Vikings, Commanders, Packers. And Falcons going to be out. And of course, everybody else out. And the AFC, I think it's going to be Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, Texans, Steelers, Chargers. And I have a feeling, sneaky suspicion, that it's going to be the Bengals. I don't know how or why. I don't think it's going to be Dolphins. I think Dolphins are going to lose. I think Jets going to give everything they have just to make Dolphins fans cry. Because it's division, you're not going to just give it to them. Chiefs are probably going to rest their starters. But their backups will be ready to play. They don't want the Broncos in there. If they can ruin their new year, that would be great for them. But the Bengals have the hardest path. They got to play Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh does not want them in the playoffs. Pittsburgh beats them, they're done no matter what. So, not looking great, but those are the scenarios. Colts had their chances. They're 7-9. Jets are 4-12. Raiders 4-12. 4-12 Jaguars. 3-13 Browns. 3-13 Titans. 3-13 Patriots. Panthers 4-12. Giants 3-13. Bears 4-12. Saints 5-11. Niners 6-10. Cardinals 7-9. Cowboys 7-9. Seahawks 9-7. And the Falcons are right now still could make it, but they're 8-8, and the Bucks are 9-7. And I don't think the Bucks are going to lose to the New Orleans Packers 11-5. Commanders 11-5. Vikings 14-2. Rams 10-6. Eagles 13-3. And Lions are 14-2. So we will see how it goes, guys. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit notifications. Once we hit 100, I'm a free giveaway. Love y'all. See you on the next one.